Okay, let's start here, just for a bit of fresh air. A Vox study: honeybees understand nothing. Zero, zilch, nothing is a pretty hard concept to understand. Children generally can't grasp it until kindergarten, and it's a concept that not be innate but rather learned through culture and education. Are the numbers innate? Don't know. Throughout human history, civilizations have had varying representations for it. The ancient Romans, for instance, had no numeral for zero, but the ancient Mayans did. Yet our closest animal relative, the chimpanzee, can understand it. And now researchers in Australia, writing in the Journal of Science, say that the humble honeybee can be taught to understand that 0 is less than 1. The result is kind of astounding. Considering how tiny bees' brains are, humans have around 100 billion neurons. The bee brain, fewer than 1 million. Right. I think I'm reading that because, right, we'll go over to our comments. I think what I'm saying is, what was it, 100 billion for us and 1 million for the bee? I'm not going to, 100 billion for us and fewer than 1 million for the bee. Rocks in the head. Do we think the bee is conscious? Question mark. No, can't possibly be. Hasn't got enough rocks in the head. I'm not mocking it. I'm just, because we've still got this consciousness problem hanging around. Right, let's do some comments. Criticizing, yeah, us criticizing people like Ella. It's understandable. Criticizing Ella and Jim for not doing it quick enough. It's all understandable. God, I almost said, but it is what it is. But it is what it is, isn't it? And somebody mentioned the actual Jim's message can be said in a minute. And then the rest is just answering questions, saying that the people that are answering the questions don't understand it and won't understand it. Okay. Point of view. Axion, who seems to be with Axel pretty understands what I say, which is quite incredible. Well, in a way, let's put it open another way. A lot of people don't, even if they've listened to all of the things I've ever said. They still wouldn't. They wouldn't understand it. So it's quite strange that some people understand it and others don't. You can say, well, that's true with anything and anywhere out there, but is it really? I mean, are there other things in the world that you struggle to understand, or anybody struggles to understand? You know, okay, why some person might like something, that's difficult, but to actually understand what they're saying, unless it's, you know, rocket science, the presentation you can not get down with, but there are some people understand what I say, which is quite incredible. But is it quite incredible that other people don't understand what I'm saying? Anyway. And I can see that watching the gyms in their entirety is too catatonic. And because there are some people that actually have a life. I don't have a life here. I just I do my thing and have time for this. Other people's life, there's only so much time in a day to dedicate to other things. Life takes up most of their life. Right, yeah, covered that. Axion even understood the dinosaur trick, which I found that I thought that would be very impossible to explain what I was trying to say. And we're at the top again. Well, the comments didn't do it. It's funny, I was thinking when I was making my first cup of tea of the day that I don't feel as though I've even started on this yet. It's funny, I've got a mental blank about what to say next because I don't have things to bounce off. But when I was making my tea, I just felt completely at the start of a new adventure or something like that, or as though I hadn't really started on this subject yet, and I would probably be making videos on it forever, which is quite strange, isn't it? What aspect should I go with? I don't know. You see, there are so many. Should we go with the consciousness thing and the rocks in the head? Just a general idea on that. History being true, what we have is the people going for religion first, God first, which is a hell of a fucking concept. Okay. We've got the view that, this is the first time I've thought this right now, so it might not come out very well. Somebody doesn't understand where thunder and lightning comes from, so invents a god that does it, and then will sacrifice to the god to make the thunder and lightning do something. I mean, WTF. I mean, what was it in there going on in their heads? I mean, you say that some of this stuff is a bit... Why? Yeah, let's just go with that. Why? This is what we believe, where this whole God thing came from, is that it was to fill in gaps of things that people didn't understand. You couldn't say, I don't know, so they invented gods that did it. This is, as I say, this is the first, but this is new to me. But thinking about it, the whole God, or let's going even further back, gods idea is advanced thinking. Is it not? Don't you think? Or does it just show a tendency that if we don't know, we just invent any old shit? But the gods is more than just any old shit, isn't it? I mean, it's rather incredible shit to invent just because somebody asks you where the thunder and lightning comes from and you don't know. Somebody could ask you why trees grow vertically, or why apples fall down off trees, or any fucking thing back then. They knew fucking shit. Yeah? So why start inventing gods when you don't know anything about anything? Or were they... I'll leave it open as a question and finish the video here, I think. What do you think was going on in humans' heads 20,000 to 10,000 years ago? That they could see things happening all around them, and they were either jolly and loving and playing kumbaya on bits of wood, or they were picking up bits of wood and just hitting each other madly all the time. Whatever they were doing, what was in their heads when they invented gods? I mean, what was the importance for inventing gods as an idea for filling gaps in their ignorance, which is what we think they were the reason that they did it? I'll leave it there. But otherwise, yeah, good on the comments. And sorry, yes, I did feel when making my first cup of tea that I've only just scratched the surface of this. I've only just started. Now, that could be one of these little mental woogly boops, and tomorrow I have a complete mental block and can't think of anything. But this morning, it wasn't like that at all. So I'll be seeing you. Bye.